I never thought I'd find myself in this position, trusting someone completely, building a life together, only to discover that everything you believed in was a lie. But that's exactly what happened when I uncovered my wife's secret affair. It started subtly, little things that didn't make sense at first. Late nights at work, phone calls she quickly ended when I walked by, sudden bursts of irritation when I asked simple questions. I brushed them off, telling myself I was overthinking. I told myself that marriage requires patience, understanding, and trust. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. The intuition gnawed at me until I could no longer ignore it. I started paying attention, noticing patterns, small inconsistencies that I had previously overlooked. The first undeniable clue came one evening when she left her phone on the kitchen counter. I didn't intend to snoop, but something urged me to check. And there it was. Messages, hundreds of them, some flirtatious, some explicit, all with a name I didn't recognize. At first, I couldn't believe it. I stared at the screen, heart pounding, hands shaking. How could the person I trusted, the person I shared my life with, betray me like this? Every message was a dagger, cutting deeper and deeper. I took a step back and tried to process. I needed to be smart, to think clearly, not act out of anger or desperation. So I collected evidence, screenshots, emails, timestamps. I documented everything, knowing that confronting her without proof would only give her the chance to lie, manipulate, and deny. Once I had everything, I confronted her. She froze when I presented the evidence, her confident facade crumbling. At first, she tried to deny it, to justify it, to explain it away. But the proof was undeniable. I didn't mean for it to happen, she stammered. I don't know. I felt lonely. I listened, but I didn't respond immediately. I realized then that my role had changed. I was no longer just a husband caught in betrayal. I was a man who needed to reclaim control of his life, his emotions, and his future. I made my decision. I would not beg, plead, or try to save a marriage built on lies. I would set boundaries, take control, and make sure that my life, my dignity, and my trust were respected. The next weeks were tense. I moved slowly, carefully. I involved legal counsel to understand my rights, secured financial accounts, and began planning my next steps. I didn't act out of revenge. I acted out of self-respect. Eventually, I confronted her again, this time with clarity and authority. "Your actions have consequences," I told her. "I won't be manipulated, lied to, or disrespected. This ends now, on my terms." She pleaded, tried to negotiate, even tried to guilt me. But I remained steadfast. For the first time in months, I felt a sense of power, not over her, but over my own life. I was reclaiming myself from the chaos and betrayal she had caused. I filed for separation. I didn't want to drag things out. I wanted to make a clean break and establish control over the situation. I focused on my own well-being, spending time with friends, reconnecting with hobbies, and building the confidence I had lost in the years of betrayal. One of the hardest parts was seeing the person I loved act as if nothing had changed. She tried to act normal, to reclaim what she had damaged. But I refused. I was no longer a passive participant. I was the one in charge of how this story would end. Months later, the divorce was finalized. I walked away with my dignity intact, my heart stronger, and my self-respect reclaimed. I learned lessons I never wanted to learn the hard way. Trust is precious, boundaries are essential, and self-respect is non-negotiable. The affair shattered my world, yes. It destroyed illusions, broke trust, and left scars. But it also gave me clarity, strength, and a sense of control I had never felt before. I realized that betrayal doesn't define you. It reveals who you are and how you respond. Looking back, I'm grateful for one thing. I didn't allow myself to be a victim. I didn't let her choices dictate my happiness or my self-worth. I discovered the truth, faced it, and took control of my life. And in that, I found freedom. The marriage ended, but I walked away empowered. I learned to trust my instincts, respect my boundaries, and never give someone power over my life again. Betrayal hurts, it scars, but it also teaches. And the lesson I carry forward is simple. Know your worth, and never let anyone make you forget it.